Hi everyone, welcome once again to On One, the show that discusses everything that's going on in Utah Valley High School athletics. I'm Jared Lloyd, prep sports reporter for the Daily Herald. And you know what? I know I'm going to be hearing about this all week. I've heard it the whole time. Thank goodness Neil was gone last week, so I didn't have to hear about it before. I know, Neil, American Fork is in the semifinals, okay?
Well, Jared, you should know that's no surprise. I told you when the season started, American Fork would win the region. They won the region. Your Pleasant Grove team that you picked
tied for the region.
Tied for the title. In the first round, American Fork is still going. I'll tell you what, American Fork, you underestimated all year. I'm not surprised they are where they are.
Well, I did underestimate them all year, and I've been impressed with what they've done so far in the tournament, both on the field and off the field.
You've been impressed with that too.
Well, apparently, but we'll get into that a little more here in just a second. But they played well this year, and give them credit. They're in the semifinals.
Well, it seems like last year you were doing the same thing about having to eat crow the end of last
But I picked it. No, I picked Pleasant Grove. What are you talking about? I picked them the entire time.
I'm talking about basketball. We're nearing the end of the season. Here we go, and you're admitting you were wrong.
Doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
As we were discussing, American Fork advanced to the 5A semifinals by beating Hunter 41-19, but the game was not without controversy. The officials had to end the contest early because of a bench-clearing brawl involving both sides. Neil, what effect is this going to have on American Fork's title hopes?
Well, we'll see here in a few days. I understand the UHSAA is going to look at this game and the film and figure out if there's going to be suspensions coming. The thing that's tough about this, and if you're in an American Fork situation, is you've got the game in hand and somebody, I didn't see the game. I'm going on what you told me, but if somebody starts something and you respond, and then your season's on the line. Hunter had nothing to lose. Their season was over, so it's a tough situation, and I think it is going to hurt American Fork, because I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to see some coaches possibly and players suspended.
Well, I wasn't at the game either, and a lot of what I've heard has been hearsay from other people that were at the game and things. I did talk to the UHSAA, some representatives from the Activities Association, and they said that today they're going to look at statements from both schools, from the officiating crew, from the police that might get involved with assault charges. There's some possibilities for some much more serious ramifications from this. Plus videotape from Comcast from both schools. They've got a lot that they're going to go over today and try and come back either later Monday afternoon, or on Tuesday with some sort of result. And they do recognize that this is a possibility of one team losing, trying to start something. Okay, they do understand that that's the case, but they have to uphold the rules.
Well, and this is what I'd like to see. Hunter should be penalized next year. And I know you can say, well, that's not fair for that, but the program has to be...
It's not going to hurt the seniors.
Yeah,
really.
But the program has to be held accountable. You can't just at the last game of the year start something and say, well, we're done, so what? Mm-hmm. Something has to be done there. Hunter, I saw the same thing. They had one of their backs ejected against Spanish Fork, very undisciplined team. American Fork has had problems all year doing this.
So I wasn't surprised when I heard about it. Yeah. I really wasn't, because both of these teams, I thought, had a bit of some discipline problems, and they kind of got into it. Didn't surprise me they got into it. Didn't surprise me this is the result, but I think it will hurt the Cavemen when it's all said and done.
Well, here's a shocker, Jared. The other team that advanced to the semifinals was Timpview, a team that beat Cottonwood pretty handily. So, Jared, what do you think? Was this Timpview's biggest test of the year or the state tournament?
Well, I think it might have been. Cottonwood played Timpview pretty well. They were down 24-13. They had the ball. They had a chance to move down and really make a contest of it, something Timpview hasn't seen since late in the fourth quarter against Spanish Fork. Way back, 2.5 months? That's been 2.5 months almost now. So something that they had a chance to make it a game. They were physical. They really competed against Timpview well, I thought. And I think that might turn out to be the best, the biggest test that Timpview's going to face.
I can't imagine that, though. I really can't. A 31-13 is your closest game. That to me, that's
they scored
crazy.
Late and made it a little bit more respectable.
But I'll tell you what, I think Pineview will give Timpview a little bit more of a scare. I don't think they'll beat them, but I think Pineview's not bad.
But look at what they did against Bountiful. They won 13-10. Now, their defense played well, and Bountiful's a decent team. Don't take nothing away from Bountiful, but I wasn't overwhelmed by what I saw at Skyview. I was at the Skyview game. I wasn't overwhelmed by their line play. I think if Skyview makes it to the title game, I think they'll struggle against Timpview's defensive line. And Pineview didn't really impress me by beating Bountiful by 3 points, 13-10.
I understand that. I mean, Pineview has been good and bad a little bit throughout the year, but I just think that there has to be a team that can give Timpview more of a game than that. And Pineview's sort of been tucked away down south most of the year. We haven't seen heard a lot about them, but I think they're still pretty good.
Well, I talked to Mountain View head coach Tico Johnson, who's played Pineview in the first game of the year, played Timpview during region play, and then played and lost to Skyview. We'll talk about that in a minute. But he said of the 3 teams, his pick's Timpview far and away better than the other 2. He thinks Skyview's slightly better than Pineview. Thinks Skyview will actually reach the title game. We'll see what plays out in this week's semifinals, but that was his opinion. In other quarterfinal action last weekend, a couple of teams lost. Timpanogos played well against Alta, but couldn't get past the Hawks. And Mountain View went up to Skyview and lost to the Bobcats. Neil, which team, in your opinion, played better in their losing effort?
Well, I got to go with Timpanogos. I mean, it's been Alta and Bingham all year as the 1-2 teams.
Jordan was in there for a while, but
but not in my book. I mean, Jordan, Jordan was down. Alta, Bingham were up. I didn't like Jordan that much, but I did like Alta and Bingham all along. And for Timpanogos to really, I mean, that game could have gone either way. They had a couple of breaks that went against them, but I mean, they only lose by a touchdown against Alta.
And had a chance to tie late in the game.
Had a chance, and so I just really liked the way Timpanogos came together, and I think you picked them to lose the first round, didn't you?
I don't remember what I picked.
I think I do.
I might have.
I might have. If I were you, I would have forgot about that too. But I picked Timpanogos as my upset special the first round. This team, I told you all along, Jared, this team was better than, this is probably the best Timpanogos team they've ever had. They were going to make a run. They were my surprise pick in the region. And I'll tell you what, they looked good at the end of the year.
They ended up third, and they did look good at the end of the year, and they played well against Northridge, and their defense really got online at the end of the season. I was very impressed by that. But I've got to take Mountain View because they went on the road, traveled all the way up to Logan, and played against a very good Skyview team that actually, the strength of Skyview is passing the ball. The weakness of Mountain View is defending the pass, okay? So it was kind of a strength versus a weakness that they knew that going in, that would be a bit of a struggle. And they did a really good job of continuing to fight through. They had a chance to tie the game. They had a chance to cut it to 3 points at one point, a chance to tie. Couldn't get the plays when they needed plays. Gave up 2 touchdowns, 4 total turnovers, still had a chance to be in that ball game. I was impressed with what Mountain View did.
Going on to Skyview is always one of the more tougher places to go to in the state tournament too. So good run by Mountain View. I just think Timpanogos.
Yeah, congratulations to both teams. Yeah. They played really well this season in the quarterfinals.
Well, we don't talk a lot about the 3A teams. We've got a couple of pretty good ones around this area. Wasatch, just up the road, is putting together an impressive run. Another team that has some local ties, Jared, is Union with Doug Bills, who left Springville last year and went up there. We got Union and Wasatch, two of the final 4 teams. Which of those teams you think has a better chance to reach the finals?
Well, in Class 3A, I'm going to look at the title. Which team I think has a better chance to win the title? Because I think both of these teams play winnable games in their semifinal match. I'm going to go with Wasatch. I think Jake Salazar is maybe the best running back in the state. He is unbelievable. Now, that's tough to say with players like Sasan Shakarin from Alta. But he's had an outstanding season, and I really like what he brings for Wasatch. I give the Wasps the best chance of winning the title.
I'm going to go with Union because I really like the job that Doug Bills has done up there. He has, now you want to talk about one of the best players. He may not be the best quarterback in the state, but that offense is really, I mean, when's the last time Union's been in this situation?
Well, it's been a while. He's really done a great job.
This turnaround has been unbelievable. So I think they can keep it going. I like Union.
Well, this should be interesting. It's kind of fun. We don't get to see them all that much, Neil, and I know it'd be fun. It's fun to go up and watch a game up at Heber. I really enjoy it. I haven't been out to Union, but I love going to those type of games. They're a lot of fun, and both teams have a shot this year.